All right, so a question on a lot of your minds, per se, is basically how did CN Nikke do? And now we actually have the answer, first off, of 10 days of CN Nikke and how that's sort of done for Shift Up and such. I wanted to give you these stats so you at least know where the game's at. Pretty much we have our revenue as well for the month, and yeah, this wasn't like a hot month, right, for Nikke in any capacity, but it's still a month to cover, so I thought I'd show it to you, give you the Gacha revenue for the week here, and or for the month here, and then also the CN revenue and how that did. So if you're wondering how did CN Nikke do and why Shift Up is putting some priority there, this will explain it to you. So let's hop into it. Like and subscribe, it helps out a ton. Here we go. So first things first, let's just start over here. This is kind of usually how we do things. First things, if you're wondering like what did this month comprise of, basically about like 14 days of the month was still anniversary. So this is the second part of the anniversary, that being like how much did Mahara in the end half sell, how much did Siren in the end half sell, how much did the costumes and all of that stuff, how did that sell? Right, that's this entire thing over here. The skin for the month, which was Cinderella, right? How much did that sell? So putting together this month's and last month's revenue would get you like the idea of how this anniversary did. And yes, statistically, from what I've seen here, this Annie just didn't do that well. If that's Siren that did it, if that's Mahara that did it, if that's the Burst that did it, if that's, you know, some of the fatigue of Nikke that did it, who knows? But yeah, this anniversary was not as hot as previous anniversaries. For example, like it looks that if Cinderella like stomped this one, but again, it's Cinderella, right? Cinderella is that Nikke that can do that thing, right? But pretty much it's about 10 days, or 14 days, let's say 14 days of anniversary stuff. It then is Arcana on top of that. Then it is, so that's there. Did any skin release for this update? No, right? So nothing else was like paid in this entire thing over here. It's also collab preparation now that the collab's been confirmed. It's whenever collab prep occurs, because there are events that are active, which people know, right? Arcana's there. They buy those bundles that will be more discounted, allowing them to have more summons for the collaboration. It's also the month that had the drama. So since basically a day before this, like the 22nd, 21st, a drama occurred, which resulted in less revenue for Nikke. A lot of people just said, hey, I'm not spending until you fix things, which they still haven't really done anything of value, right? Other than saying we're fixing loading times, which again, of value. As of yet, nothing has been done, per se. K was there. Blanc was there. Again, this is only for like a day or two, right? So Blanc went live when? It went live. Maintenance ends over here, or starts on the 28th. It ended on the same 28th. So 28th, 29th. So most of the revenue, because again, it always goes like that. People always buy like day one. So it also counts most of K's revenue and most of the baseball collab revenue. It doesn't count any of Moran's revenue, so just keep that in mind. That's about what this number should have. So it should be a pretty hefty number. It's 2 banners alongside Cinderella skin, by the way, alongside all the rest of anniversary, which is about like 10 to 14 days of anniversary. So it should be a pretty hefty number. So here we go. This is the bottom tier, or like top 50, right? Games altogether. AFK Arena, Brown Dust because of the collaboration, 2.8. Master Duel over here, 3. Heaven Burns Red, still doing very good. Epic 7, Punishing Grey Raven, as always. They're getting the Devil May Cry collab. Soul Leveling Arise over here, 5 million, pretty cool. Gross Frontline, still doing heat. Can't say nothing, still doing heat. Madoka Magica, I've seen a lot of drama about this game. I don't know what's happening, but if anybody plays it and know what's going on here, I'm curious. I just keep seeing like hate posts on my Twitter. If anybody knows, please clue me in. It's kind of fun to learn about that. But over here, Grand Cross doing pretty good. Phantom Parade, sad that a game like this can do that much. They are like spamming banners. I don't know if they fixed that since then, but the reason I quit this game was because they were spamming banners. But still 6 million. I think it's anniversary time, so still it could have been a great game if they just didn't spam so much. I hope Persona doesn't do the same thing. They do like 3 banners a week basically. Is what that game does. Hatsune Miku over here. Infinity Nikke dropped also a little bit, very little. Umusume over here still kicking very hard. Oh my god. Wait till the global version comes out, which is this month, by the way. Very exciting stuff. Zenless Zone Zero over here, 10. So big drop. Maybe just not a hype banner. Reverse over there, doing very good, by the way. And then there we go. Top 10. Goddess of Victory Nikke. So mind you, keep this in mind, right? Without the CN version, Nikke would have been down how many positions? Like around here-ish, right? Because of the CN version, this is now counting CN version, they did 23 million. Their previous month was 10 million, which was a horrific number, by the way, especially for, right, Nikke, one like horrific number. But yeah, 23 is what they have over here. Withering Wave still stomping with 25 Fate Grand Order, Genshin 36, god. Honkai did half of what it did last month. Pocket, a very consistent game over there, and Love and Deep Space up there. So What did, again, Nikke do? It did about 23 million. If you're wondering, hey, Gogo, how much of that is CN? We actually have a bit of an answer for you. So that's 23 million total between Global, KRGP, everything, right? Everything along with CN. If you're wondering about the CN variant over here, for those who are curious about the regional revenue distribution for last month, the launch in China did greatly boost Nikke's estimated revenue by over 8.25 million within just the last 10 days of May. Over here, you can take a look. Yes, about 8 million, 8.25 million of those buckaroos was from the CN version. That's exactly how much they made over there. So remember, 10 days, times that by 3, basically speaking, they would have made about, right? We could say like 30 million about, right? Because also it's not counting major updates. You had like one major update, right? So it's launch revenue plus like maybe one major update. You're not even counting Doro, right? Doro was an upcoming banner, which is a major update. And then how many other banners they have planned. Right now, we can't really like quantify the exact value of how much they got and how much they will be getting each month. But remember, they're doing this for about what? 20 to 30 million dollars a month. That's what Nikke did, right? Right now, Global is making a measly 13 to 15, even on a good month, sometimes $20 with CN added in. They're making total at least 30 to 40 to 50 million, right? They're gonna be making, right, a same amount of money. There's no doubt about that. But that is why CN is being focused, right? Not only that, they have a deal with Tencent. So with Tencent involved and such, they have to obviously abide by what they have to do there. So generally speaking, yes, they did it for that much money. Is this a good launch? Can I tell you that fact? I don't know for sure. I can't justify this, but what I can tell you is the stock price didn't react too well to the news of CN. It looked like they expected a little bit more from it, and the CN launch was a bit lackluster from what they've seen, hence the drop that occurred in the stock price. I read a few like the marketing articles and like stock articles, but I can't tell if that's just doom and gloom because that's how like stock pricing goes. But what I've seen like from a general view is they expected a bit more from the CN launch, more of a boom, right? And they got a bit less than that. So could be because of multiple things, could be because of just maybe Nikke wasn't what they wanted. I don't know. I can't really justify what happened there, but they did expect a bit more from CN, but still, it's a number that they can't complain about because, again, you see what they're getting without CN involved, right? So with part 1 of Anni, part 2 of Anni, this is the number you got. 23 million minus 8 point, let's just say 15. Let's round to the 15. 15 million is what they got for Global, which is that like an effective number of a drama? Is that like a good number? I don't know. For K Arcana, a collaboration soon, revenue should be picked up there. I don't think it was that hot of a number, honestly speaking. It's like the last 14 days of Anni, especially. The Cinderella skin was in there. There is still 3 or 4 days, whatever it is. The long skin was in there as well. I wouldn't say it's like the greatest number out there, but definitely still better than usual. But let's see if the game picks up or whatever happens here. But again, the drama is still ongoing, so next month will really tell you how the number goes with the global version, as again, people are still mad and still awaiting a response, which I told you, they still haven't said anything here. Your last hope is if they say something on that stream, but I don't think they want to bring that many eyes to this thing. They want to just move on, right? And let this be as is. So curious what you think. But yeah, wrap it up there. That's the revenue. What do you think? WL did Nikke pop off? But that is the CN results over here, 8.25 in the span of 10 days without a major update. We will find out next month how CN holds, as again, that will be your determining factor of, hey, this is what a major update did, this is what multiple major updates did, and this is what 30 days it did for the game. And especially, Nikke is a game that gets fatigued very quickly, where content really isn't there. Curious on how that holds for the next 30 days. If CN holds, or again, if it's just a drop. So, take care, have fun. It's been it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, let me know what you think down below. WL, or do you think Nikke will respond? Curious.